Hi, my name is Khoi Lee, and I am a participant in Accounting Research Seminar 5365 at Texas A&M University in Central Texas. This presentation was performed in the spring semester of 2020 on various issues pertaining to business combinations, including classification, valuation, and change in control. For a quick recap of the case facts, A, B, and C are owners of a limited liability company named ABCE. ABCE plans for restructuring by creating a new company called ABC Holdings. ABCE will transfer three companies under its control to Holdings. These three companies are called ABCS, ABCL, and XX Daisy. AB as individuals will transfer their interest in ABC LP and ABC Management to Holdings. I will transfer a new LLC to Holdings. This new LLC owns HH property and liabilities associated with this property. I will also transfer ZZA Leasing and ZZ Management to Holdings. Lastly, A has a receivable that he is to collect from ABCS. I will transfer this receivable and the liabilities associated with it to Holdings. For this case, our goal is to address three issues. Issue number one is how we can value the transaction mentioned above. Different types of transaction require different accounting treatment in terms of how to value assets and liabilities being transferred. Issue number two is to determine which of these transactions are business transaction under common control. To answer this question, we will need to look at we will need to identify all the classification that are appropriate to these transactions and break them down accordingly. Issue number three is to determine if there is a change in control for the business transaction under common control. To answer this question, we need to look at the control structure for these transactions before and after restructuring. To determine whether a transaction is considered a business combination, FASB-ASC paragraph 805-10-55-4 states that a business consists of inputs and processes applied to those inputs that have the ability to create outputs. If a transaction only consists of an asset without any process to turn that asset into outputs, that transaction does not qualify as a business transaction or business combination. HH property and A receivable from ABCS fit this description. Therefore, they are not business combination, but they only asset acquisition. For transaction qualify as business combination, they can be classified as either business combination under common control or business combination not under common control. According to FASB-ASC paragraph 805-50-15-6, one of several examples of a business combination under common control is an entity chartering a newly formed entity and then transferring some or all of its assets to that newly created entity. The transfer of ABCS, ABCL, and XX Daisy fit this description. Therefore, they are business combination under common control. Since the other transactions pertaining to ABC LP, ABC Management, ZZ Leasing, and ZZ Management do not fit any of the examples given under FASB-ASC paragraph 805-50-15-6, they are business combination not under common control. Once we have determined the proper classification for this transaction, it is now possible to determine how each of them should be valued in the book of the acquirer, in this case that ABC Holdings. According to FASB-ASC paragraph 805-50-30-2, asset acquisition in which the consideration given is not in the form of cash, that is in the form of non-cash asset, liabilities incurred, or equity interest issued, should be measured based on either the cost, which shall be measured based on the fair value of the consideration given, or the fair value of the assets acquired, whichever is more clearly evident and thus more reliably measurable. This paragraph applies to HS property and A receivable from ABCS because these are assets acquired by holdings. Since holding are new and there is no easy way to quantify how much A got from contributing these assets, they should be recorded as their fair value on the acquisition date. FASB ASC paragraph 805-50-30-5 deals with the valuation of business combination under common control. It states that the assets and liability transfer shall be recorded at their carrying amount in the accounts of the transferring entity at the date of the transfer, which means that ABCS, ABCL, and XX Daisy should be recorded in holdings book at their carrying value in ABCE's book. To determine how ABCLP, ABC Management, ZZ Leasing, and ZZ Management should be recorded, we can refer to FASB ASC paragraph 805-10-5-4 for the treatment of business combination not under common control. It states that an entity shall account for each business combination by applying the acquisition method. The acquisition method is described in FASB ASC paragraph 805-10-5-4. The procedure consists of 4 steps. A. Identifying the acquirer. B. Determining the acquisition date. And C. Recognizing and measuring the identifiable assets acquired, the liabilities assumed, and any non-controlling interest in the acquiree. And D. Recognizing and measuring goodwill or gain from a bargain purchase. To measure the identifiable assets acquired and liability assumed, we can refer to FASB ASC paragraph 805-20-31, which states that the acquirer shall measure the identifiable assets acquired, the liability assumed, and any non-controlling interest in the acquiree at their acquisition date fair values. Therefore, ABC LP, ABC Management, ZZ Leasing, and ZZ Management should be recorded in holdings book at their fair value on the acquisition date. Issue number 3 asks to determine if there is a change in control in the business combination under common control. Therefore, this issue only applies to the transfer of ABCS, ABCL, and XX Daisy from ABCE to holdings. As we look at the table provided in the case, we can see that prior to the restructuring, A had 5.67% control, and B has 5.67% control, and C had 0.24% of control in these companies. After the restructuring, A has 5.67%, B has 5.67%, and C has 0.24% control. So this shows that there is no change in control. So to recap, I will provide a conclusion for each of the issues we need to address. Issue number 1, the transaction in this case can be classified into 2 groups in terms of how they are recorded. Group 1 should be recorded at their fair value on the acquisition date. HH property and A's receivable from ABCS fall into this group because they are assets acquired by holdings. ABC LP, ABC Management, ZZ Leasing, and ZZ Management also fall into this group because they are business combination not under common control. Group number 2 should be recorded at their carrying value in the book of the transferring entity. ABCS, ABCL, and XX Daisy fall into this group because they are business combination under common control. For issue number 2, HH holding and A's receivable from ABCS are assets acquired by holdings because they don't have a process to turn input into output. Hence, they're not business combination. ABCS, ABCL, and XX Daisy are business combination under common control because they fit one of the description of business combination under common control. ABC LP, ABC Management, ZZ Leasing, and ZZ Management are business combination not under common control because they don't fit any of the description of a business combination or common control. For issue number 3, for business combination under common control pertaining to ABCS, ABCL, and XXDAISY, there is no change in control. Thank you for watching this presentation.